In this video, I'd like to explain how artists can integrate the subject of their painting with the frame, or connect it to the frame of the painting, or relate it to the frame of the painting. Okay. And what you'll find, if you understand this principle of relating this through principles of composition, relating the subject of the painting to the frame of the painting, you can start to see, you'll start to see how paintings that use or apply this principle are just more satisfying to look at. Paintings that don't apply this principle look dissonant by comparison. So let's take a look. So if we look at a blank canvas, right? If we think about in the most abstract way about relating the subject of the painting, so what we're going to paint inside the canvas, to the frame, what are the elements of the frame that we can relate the subject to? Well, we can see two basic elements. We can see the lines of the frame. So we have two horizontal lines and then two vertical lines. So we can relate the subject to the lines of the painting, of the frame. I'm sorry. The other geometric element we see in the frame are points. So the corners where the lines of the horizontal and vertical frames meet, you can think of as being points where they intersect, right? That creates a point. So we can do things inside of this canvas and arrange the subject in a way that it ends up relating to these points. The way it's going to relate to these points is to intersect with these points, right? So if we have something in the subject of the painting that converges and intersects on this point, right? That means that element is going to be integrating. It's a point of integration between the subject and the lines of the frame, right? So that point becomes the integrative element where elements of the frame and the subject are converging and relating. So here I'm illustrating this point very abstractly, right? So we can relate to the lines of the painting, of the frame, by arranging our subject so we have lines in the composition that are parallel to the lines of the frame. So here we have a horizontal line which is parallel to the horizontal top line of the frame. Here we have a vertical line that is parallel and close to the vertical line of the frame, right? So if you can arrange your composition so that it looks natural, but at the same time you have elements that are relating, that are parallel to the lines of the frame, that's a point of integration with the frame, right? Similarly, if you could, artfully arrange your composition so it looks natural, but you also have lines that intersect with points in the corner, then that's going to be another point of integration that's connecting the subject to the frame, right? And the more you can do that using both methods of integration, the linear and the point, right, the intersection, the more integrated and whole the composition is going to look, and the more satisfying it's going to be to look at, right? And it's going to be relating. The more you can do this in a single painting, the more points of integration you'll have with the frame, the more complex it's going to look too, right? So those are the basic principles of relating the subject to the frame.